Growing up, I had always thought that I wanted to go to school in the Northeast, like my dad. And one day, kind of on a whim, my mom and I decided to drive into Houston and look at Rice, which of course I'd heard about. And I remember my 8th grade English teacher telling me that Rice was the best school you could go to in the world. We ended up taking a campus tour and I fell in love. I walked through the Sally Port and I saw all of the trees and people were stopping me, welcoming me to Rice, asking if I needed directions, telling me how much they loved it here. And I got what I've since called the warm fuzzies, that feeling that you get when people talk about picking out a wedding dress. It was the perfect fit for me, and I said, "Mom, I'm making my deposit, I'm not looking back." And I applied early decision, and I'm so happy that I chose here. Humanities are the hidden gem of Rice. I think the biggest thing for me is the professors, the quality of professors that we have here. There's so much individualized attention that you get as a humanities student.
We have so much in common.
Also, it's very, very easy to be involved in humanities research. One major project that I've done is writing a history honors thesis.
I think it was the Leningrad paper, had a couple of those too.
Another thing that I've been involved with is starting Rice's first undergraduate history journal, which accepts scholarship from anyone, no matter what your major, as long as it has a historical focus.
We have a little more time on the printing.
And we're going to be publishing our very first issue this spring. We're so excited because it's an opportunity for humanities students to show off the really wonderful original work that they've been doing and to share that with the wider Rice community.
There are a couple of other ones that I think are interesting to look up.
So my ultimate goal is to go into law school, and eventually I'd like to be involved in international human rights work. I think that's been born out of the study abroad experience that I've had, and also a lot of the things that I've studied through my thesis and through other courses at Rice. But before I go into law school, I'm hoping to get a 1-year master's at Cambridge, which I've recently gotten funding for through the Center for Civic Leadership here at Rice, and couldn't be more grateful and excited about. And then after that, I'd like to continue with law school and go into human rights work, or work with a nonprofit or government in the international arena. I think that would be my dream.
Just like the way that they loop it over their forefinger and then
So I think I've talked a lot about kind of the serious side of Rice and the really rigorous academic, fascinating classes that you can take. But what Rice also offers is the opportunity to really explore some of your more creative outlets. One thing that I've been really into this semester especially has been a class called the Nitty Gritty. And I've always wanted to learn how to knit.
And you get to the point where you can hold both colors.
And so I decided to take a knitting class at Rice, and I love it. I made my first hat last week, and it's just the coolest thing because it's such a release, I think, from the really intense educational side of things. At the end of an hour-long session, you can look and see how much progress you've made, and I'm seeing myself get better, and I really love it. I'm working on my second hat now, which has sheep on it, which I'm very excited about.
Just like you said, put in more narrative.
I think my overwhelming emotion right now is of gratefulness to Rice and to my parents for encouraging me to choose Rice. I couldn't have imagined when I was a senior in high school that I would be studying abroad in the Middle East, going to Turkey for spring break trips, getting to intern in Washington, and getting to learn about all the really wonderful things that the history department has to offer. I couldn't have foreseen what Rice had in store for me, and so I'm so grateful that I chose to come here, and I'm really going to miss it.